What kind of woman do you want to be? I really hope you think about this question. It's so easy to wake up in the morning and think about all the things that you need to do today. I need to get up, shower, work out, eat, be with my child, or work, whatever it is that you typically do in the morning, and to run on automatic and not think about whether the choices you're making on a daily basis are actually deeply and truly aligned with the kind of woman that you want to be. Now, how do you really start exploring this question? Another question that helped me really explore this for myself. Do you want to be a godly woman, or would you prefer to be an ungodly woman? I always thought that my beliefs around God were my beliefs, something that I personally believe, something that I have thought about logically, emotionally, spiritually, and this is what I have come to decide for myself. But what I've been discovering is that it's actually possible to be strongly influenced by other views, literature, media, popular culture. And I think in our generation, given what we see on television, given what we've listened to with our music, there is so much that we absorb and that we consume without even consciously realizing what we're taking in. A classic example of this is hip hop. We all know that if you listen to hip hop, there's a lot of talk, it's a lot about gang culture, killing people, being proud of it, being a pimp, using women, prostitution, degrading women. There is so much stuff that is in hip hop. The point is that when I was consuming that content, I wasn't really thinking about what I was absorbing. The impact of some of the music, it has created a norm where black on black crime is normal, to the point that we don't even talk about black on black crime really on media. We don't talk about it in the news because this is somewhat normal. However, what would our community look like if this type of content wasn't normal? Imagine if we had the same beats, the same tunes, but the meaning, the words were different and they were encouraging a different type of culture, a different type of lifestyle. Could we have different perceptions of what it means to be black? Who created and defined what it means to be black? Would that have changed if the music changed? Possibly. So when you need to make choices around your career, around relationships, children, what do you turn to? Do you turn to scripture? Do you turn to the Bible? Or do you turn to something else? Do you turn to views and philosophies and things that you think, yeah, this resonates with me? For example, feminism. If you're thinking about your career, and the crazy thing is that I'm one of those people that is like, yes, women at work. Yes, be independent. Yes, make your own money. Yes, you don't need a man. And I am one of those women who has been really inspired by women who work. I am all for that. In fact, my entire business is on serving ambitious women. At the same time, it's also been a little bit deceiving. For example, it's taught me that as a woman, my body is mine and it is my right to choose what I want and don't want to do with it. And so if you get pregnant and you want to abort a child, that is okay. It is okay to choose your career over a child. It is okay to choose money or choose happiness, travel, freedom over a child should you wish. And I've realized that maybe that is so if you are an ungodly woman. But if I had actually stopped and paused to ask myself, would you prefer to be a godly woman or an ungodly woman? I have always believed in God. I always have. I've never doubted that. But I hadn't paused to think whether the things I was believing from the modern world, whether they were in alignment with what God would choose for my life or what God would prefer that I choose for my life. And so I'm horrified by some of the choices that I've made, such as having an abortion. Before my husband and I got married, we had a great relationship. We still do, but it was a new... Interestingly, my battery died as I was about to tell that story. Around New Year, a few years ago. So my husband and I, we were dating, and we were and still are in love, and we were just having a really great time. And I had a feeling that he was the guy that I was going to marry, but he hadn't proposed. And when I got pregnant, we ended up making a decision to have an abortion. And I'm not going to go into the details of who said what and who believed what, because that's really not the point. But the point is that we made this mutual decision. And what was really interesting was that before I had told him that I was pregnant, I knew I was going to have an abortion. Never because I actually wanted to have an abortion, because I thought that's just what you do. If you have access to medical care, if you have a career, if you're not married, if things aren't right, if it's not the right time, then that's just what you do. You just go and have an abortion, kind of like going to grab the contraceptive pill. It's just something that you do. I never really questioned it. Even though in my heart, I always knew it was something I didn't want to do. But when I think about women's empowerment, and it's my right, and it's my body, and it's my choice, and it's my life, and I want to be happy, and the value of your life is almost placed higher than the value of a child's life. And so I went into the clinic. I said, I'm going to have this abortion. And they didn't really try and encourage me otherwise. In fact, the complete opposite. When I had my scan and I said, can I take a look? The woman said no. She said, no, you can't see the scan. You can't take a picture. You can't have a look. And I said, why not? She said, because you're going to have an abortion. But it hadn't been decided yet. I was simply there for a consultation, because they need to give you a consultation before they do it. And I remember going home just feeling like, why wouldn't they let me see my child? The things that they said to me and the things that they were telling me, it was like, this is the right thing. Don't worry about God. Don't worry about moral. Don't worry about whether it's right or wrong. Do it because you can do it. And I'll tell you, the night after I had it, that was the worst night of my life. And I've been through a lot. I've had a tumor. I've had really, really difficult things. Jesus, oh my God. Since when, Joy, Jesus, since when did you start crying on a YouTube channel? This is just, woo. It's gonna ruin my mascara. Pull it together. Oh. Point is, it was the worst night of my life. And I've been through a lot. I've really been through a lot. And I knew in my heart that what I did was wrong. I knew in my heart that what I did was wrong. And yet so many people around me were telling me that it was the right choice. And if I had asked myself the question, do you want to be a godly woman or an ungodly woman? If I had really contemplated and thought about that question in advance, I may never have even been in that situation in the first place. And I've realized that a lot of the choices that I'd be making that's influenced by culture, that's influenced by what seem to be forward-thinking, progressive, a lot of the things that I think are progressive, they're actually destructive to my family structure. They're a bit destructive to my soul. Because they're not led by godly perspectives. They're led by ungodly perspectives. And so I have to ask myself the question, would I prefer to be a godly woman or would I prefer to be an ungodly woman? Now, if I choose the path of being an ungodly woman, then that is what it is. But I consciously know that I've chosen the path of being an ungodly woman. But if I want to be a godly woman, then it's important that I notice and realize where I'm actually not being godly. That I notice and realize which things are actually taking me away from God. I spent so much of my life being influenced by everything but the Bible or everything but God. It's totally possible that I could be part of the problem. By having this career channel where I talk all about your career and how you can progress in your career and all that sort of stuff, I could be leading you towards serving money, serving happiness, serving yourself over serving God. Now, it doesn't mean that if you choose God, you won't be happy or successful or all of those things. In fact, that's a whole other conversation. But the point is that are my videos helping you be more aligned with God, or are they helping you move away from God? And what I would never want, ever, is to create videos that take you away from God. And so what I am going to do instead is I'm going to make sure, and I have committed, I have had a conversation with my husband that I have chosen that from now onward, I am going to be and work on becoming a godly woman. And all of that entails. And so I just want you to know that if you've been following my channel for a while and you're wondering what's going to happen next to your channel, I just want you to know that this is going to be a channel for women who want to be godly. Does that mean I'm not going to talk about career? Absolutely not. In the Bible talks about its ideal woman, and one of the things that it talks about is that an amazing woman, according to the Bible, is one who not only keeps the home together, but is one that also has a business and works and is able to provide for her family as well. It's more going to be, am I helping you make choices that are aligned with what God would have you do for your purpose, or am I helping you make choices that aren't aligned with what God would have you do with your life? That's really kind of the distinction that's going to be more in my videos. If you don't want to be godly and you know that in your core, then that's okay. Because like I said, I'm not creating this video to say what you should or shouldn't do with your life. I'm simply creating this to let you know that I've had this realization and my content is going to be more aligned with that. If you're unsure and you're thinking this is a bit confusing, then stay and just see what I create and see if what I create resonates with you. Now, I've said a lot. I've revealed a lot. I've revealed more than I ever thought I would online. But I guess the reason why I did this is because I think it's important to actually have these conversations person to person. I'm not sure exactly when I'm going to post the next video, but as soon as I have figured out the key things that I'm going to discuss, my video will be up. Anyways, I'll see you soon. All right, bye. Ooh, and also, if you want to know when my next videos are up, I totally recommend following my Instagram channel, because on Instagram, that's really kind of where I post news and updates and share what's going on in my life. And also click the bell button as well. I would love to know what your choices are. Would you prefer to be a godly or ungodly woman? Leave a comment in the box below. And let's be kind and understanding of one another now. Anyways, I'll speak to you soon. All right, bye.